Welcome back to the RJ Chapman Show. Have you ever wanted to have your own enchanted forest? I mean, where you can walk around and look at the lights and realize how beautiful your property is and how wonderful it is to see it at night. Well, stay tuned, and you're going to find out about the guy and his company that makes that magic happen. Welcome back to the RJ Chapman Show. Here is the man, the myth, the legend, Terry Herrin. Terry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you. I'm so impressed with your work.
I appreciate that.
Man, you spent the last 4 days laying 1,200 feet of wire, 62 lights, lighting up my 3 acres of property, and it's absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
You're not just a guy that throws up lights, though.
No.
What are you?
I like to think of myself as a lighting designer.
Nice.
It's definitely my favorite part of the business, the part that I enjoy the most, where I have the most passion is coming out, looking at a home, looking at a property, looking at the trees, and trying to figure out the best way to make it beautiful at night.
Well, I mean, you know, there's plumbers and there's people that build houses, but then there's craftsmen and then master plumbers. Those are artisans. And I haven't known you that long, but what I've seen what you've done and gotten to know you over you're an artisan. You're just not throwing up a couple of lights and putting a solar panel on top of them.
No, absolutely not.
And I know when you first looked at it too, you were planning what you were going to do anyway, because I had no clue what to do. I'm sure most of the homeowners don't have a clue.
You've seen stuff maybe that you thought was attractive or you thought you liked, maybe don't know why or what it is that you like about it, just that it's pretty.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought and planning and design that goes into it, looking at the different viewing angles, the types of trees, the reflectivity of the foliage, all these things play into the design.
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like what you just did. I mean, I've seen people, light up their house. I'm from Lake Tahoe, Nevada. I've been to Vegas. I mean, I know about buildings being lit up and all that stuff. But boy, oh boy, you take someplace in the middle of nowhere like this, where there is no light, and you do that, it's a whole nother world in my backyard. Huh?
Yeah.
Jeepers creepers. Let's take a look at some of these pictures you did. I know we're going to show these on the deal. Now that's that big tree right in front of the house, right, for the entrance?
Yep, that's that big pine tree. Yep, right there in the backyard.
I think you really like those pine trees.
I do, because they're majestic. They're massive.
Yeah, and I got some massive ones.
You do, some of the biggest I've seen. So definitely the biggest I've had the pleasure of lighting.
Well, I remember when you first started doing it, and we were talking about it, and you're going, you're figuring it out. You're going to give me an estimate. I'm like, what's it going to be? And then you gave a number, and I was like, yeah, I was prepared for that number because I've seen pictures of your work before, and you just can't put a price on something like this, and it's very unique. What's the next one we got? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the project, actually.
That is just...
And that's the driveway as you come in. It creates almost a tunnel for you to go through to get to your home.
Is that really my house, or is that somebody else's? I like it because, the tunnel effect, and then you don't see it in this picture, but you put that light down on the front of the driveway, so when people come out here, they'll know where to go.
Yeah, and it leads you out of the driveway at night, too. You have a destination.
Ah, a destination. Yeah, that's beautiful. What do we got here? Now, I love this picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the front of the house. And we got, Old Glory. You lit that one up good. And and then there's Charlie, the tree to the right.
It's a very interesting tree.
I don't even know what kind of tree it is. Yeah, it is interesting. And then we didn't want to light up the whole house. We said, you know what, how about just the big columns?
Right. The focal point. We want to guide you to your front door. This is the destination when you pull up to that sidewalk.
Yeah.
There's no question of where you should head.
That sidewalk goes to nowhere except the trash can.
Yep, but you know how to get back when you're done taking out the trash. I do know how to get back.
Man, so how long you been doing this, and what got you started, and what's the gig?
So 9 years.
9 years.
2016 was when I did my first demo with a rep from a manufacturer, and then landed my first project. I worked for my best friend Ronnie Hunter with Hunter Sprinkler Repair,
Plug for Ronnie.
Yep, I have him to thank.
Nice.
He had suggested to me before I even worked for him. He said, I really think that you'd be good at this, and I think you'd like it. And I'd never heard of it. And so I looked it up and did a Google search and looked at the pictures. It's like, okay, well, I've seen it.
Right.
And now I know what the name is. Now I know what this is.
What is it? It's outdoor lighting? What do you
It's
call it?
outdoor lighting,
Outdoor
exterior lighting, landscape lighting is what it's most
Landscape
commonly referred
lighting,
to.
okay.
It's low voltage
Right.
landscape lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was right. I looked at the pictures and I was like, wow, this is actually beautiful. I think I could enjoy doing this. And I couldn't have been more right, because once I did the first project, I was in love. Ever since, I just can't wait to get on to the next one. Can't wait to
cool.
do another one.
Well, what I liked how you did it too was, you did a lot of work the first day, and then you said, well, I'm gonna have some of them working tonight.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? And we all waited, and it got to be dusk, and the lights came on in the entryway, and I was just, oh my gosh! And every day you worked, we got to see a little bit more of it light up, until we got to the big reveal.
Yeah, so as opposed to laying all the infrastructure first and then coming back to do the fixtures, I do want clients to get a taste of it every time. So I don't like to put in a day's work without you getting something that you can see and enjoy.
Yeah, that was real cool, because I didn't expect that.
Yeah, and then at the end, after you've had 4 days of getting a little bit and then a little bit and a little bit, you can finally see the whole thing and compare and contrast that to what you've seen previously.
I know. Oh man! And then the one problem with your work, though, you know what it is?
What's that?
I want more.
Yeah, I did warn you.
I know you did
I
warn
warned
me.
every client that there's rarely a time that I've done an install that somebody didn't want to add to it.
I mean, there's that one corner with those. Terry even said, that one corner. I'm like, we'll get him back, because it's just beautiful. But yeah, Teresa Reddick, and we're going to put her information on there.
Absolutely.
She took those pictures.
She took beautiful photographs. I was very happy with her work.
I was very happy
Yeah.
with them too, and she took them last night, and she edited them this morning and sent them to the Dropbox like an hour ago, and we were ready to go for the show. That's pretty pro.
That is, and it's an art to capturing light at night. It's actually very difficult, and it's not for every photographer. So I'm very pleased to see what she was able to do.
Yeah, I was. It was pretty neat. We went to like 3 different spots and did different settings and all that, because we really wanted to show your work. And then she tried something else, and she tried something else, and then we finally you got to see all 20 today and make your selection.
Yeah.
So you got to put those on your website.
Absolutely, 100%.
Was this one of the big jobs?
It's a very big job.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I've had clients end up at this fixture count, but not that many that go with this many from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of that guy.
Yeah, all or nothing, right?
Yeah. Well, I see it and I love it, and I'm like, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And that's because I didn't want to do a little. Now I still have a little bit more to do, but not as much as probably if I would have just started with something little.
Right, and we planned ahead for that. I made sure that the wire runs were the right sizing, and there were enough runs, and that the transformer is big enough to handle whatever else you may want to add on.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful. And the other thing I like about it is they come on, ladies and gentlemen, at dusk. So as the time changes, they'll come on at a different time.
Yeah, your timer will adjust to dusk and dawn throughout the year.
That's nice. And then we got them going off at 10 because we don't stay up past 10. Actually, you said that's kind of your signal to go to bed, man.
Right, yeah, that's your indicator. It's time to, lights are off, I need to be off.
It's funny, when they do go off, it is way dark. Yeah. I mean, it's darker than I ever remember it being.
Right. Yeah. The contrast between light and shadow.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. And another thing I liked about it is it's a safety thing too.
Absolutely.
It's really a safety thing, and I never realized. We've been out here for 20 years in the dark.
Yeah.
In this house.
Wow.
Yeah, and sometimes I'd have to leave my house to come out to where we're at right now, and I'd walk into a tree. But not anymore. You got them all lit up.
Yeah.
That's some nice equipment too. Your equipment's really, really upper end.
Yeah.
That's professional stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't want anything that a client's not going to be thrilled with. I want you to love it, and I want you to love it forever.
Oh.
And
there's not much maintenance to this thing, right?
No, not much. It takes looking at. It should be maintained, but it's designed to be put in the ground and left alone, and we come out and do adjustments, cleaning, alignments, and just make sure everything's working properly. But the bulbs are all stated to last about 50,000 hours.
Dang.
And they're warranted for 5 years. So
Dang.
you should have a long, long time of trouble-free, enjoyment from your lighting system.
And the ones I like, because we even talked about this, I said, I want those ones that are flush with the ground
Yeah.
because I don't want to be Mr. Weed Eater, and I don't want to run over them with the lawnmower.
Right, and they're drive overrated, so we made sure we'd have something that is not going to be a target for the lawn maintenance guys.
Yeah, and they're waterproof.
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
because we get rain up here in Georgia.
Quite a bit. Yeah,
Dang.
everything's designed to be outdoors, be rained on, be in the dirt.
Well, I want to throw out a little shout out to Diego and Charlie.
Yes.
Those kids worked pretty darn hard.
They did. They worked very hard. They helped me tremendously. And my other helper, Joseph, he started the project
He
with me,
did.
but he unfortunately got sick.
Yeah.
And then I was very lucky to have Charlie and Diego come and help me for the rest of it.
You know what I like watching them work is they weren't in any big hurry, but they were in a big hurry to do it right.
Yep.
I mean, they really took their time because your yard has to get tore up a little bit.
Yes.
But it will heal.
Right.
But when they filled all everything in and everything, it's just really, really professional. I want to make sure those kids got their name on YouTube.
Yeah, get their credit. They did a great job. They worked very hard for me, and yeah, they worked steady, and they did it the way that I want it done. So
Now, you're busy all the time.
yeah,
Now,
now.
that BNI thing.
Yeah, BNI has been a huge help. That's what was able to catapult my business to being able to take this business full time. Lighting was something I did on the side for a long time as a passion of
Right.
mine. And I joined BNI back in July of last year. Shout out to Success Partners in St. Augustine.
Nice.
And yeah, it has kept me busy to where my job started to get in the way of my work. So I had to let go of my job so I can really focus on my work of making people's homes and yards beautiful.
Perfect. I remember where I met you was at BNI.
That's right.
And Jonathan brought me as a guest, and everybody did their 30 seconds or whatever, and then you stood up and said, well, I do this outdoor lighting thing, and I thought, you know what? That would be really cool at our house. And then I looked at your webpage. What's the webpage? What's the
So
name of the company?
rivertownlighting.com.
Rivertown.
So Rivertown Lighting is my company.
Rivertown Lighting. And I looked at the pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen something like that. And it was funny. I had Teresa out here last night taking pictures, and she goes, yeah, I guess that's what we do in the South. We light up pine trees. And I said, I guess we do.
Well, when they look like yours, I'm very happy to
How
light
old do you
them.
think those pine trees are? They might be 100 years.
I would say every bit of it.
Dang. Well, it's just beautiful. The uplighting's beautiful. Well, I guess this is, do you see your thing growing to where you actually maybe get out of the loop of doing the labor, or is that really a passionate part of it?
I want to be involved, but maybe not always on the ground tucking the wire and making the connections.
Right.
I love the design
Aspect
process.
of it, yeah.
That's my favorite part. And then of course, I have to be here for the big reveal. We got to
Yeah.
turn on the lights.
You were here every night.
Yep.
I mean, you guys got here. I mean, those were 12-hour days.
Yeah.
Probably 14 with the drive.
With the drive, yeah, they're about 14-hour days.
Sheepers, creepers. I was thinking, man, these guys are really putting it in. And then to wait for the sun to, but you were working up until that time anyway.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were sitting here for 3 hours waiting for the sun to go down.
Yep.
And I was really happy that you stayed and watched it. And I think what you did too is you're staying to watch it, but you're staying to watch me watch it.
Yeah. yeah. It's very satisfying to see a satisfied homeowner,
Yeah.
see a happy client.
And all I'm doing is going, whoa, oh. And then I'm walking to different angles
Yeah.
and look, because it looks different from every angle.
Yeah.
And then I thought, too, when you came out here, I thought, oh, he's going to put a light on a tree. He's going to put a light on every one of these trees. Well, some of these trees have 4 lights.
Right. Well, one light makes a one-dimensional tree, which means you can only enjoy it from one viewing angle. So
See,
you
I
have
never
to,
knew that.
You've got to consider every angle that you're going to see this from.
Yeah.
And every possible vantage point you have to consider and then light accordingly.
Well, and those big trees need those bigger lights.
Yes.
And then there was some lights with little grates on them.
Yep.
Those were really pretty, too.
Yeah. So the grates is to protect the light that's inside because those lights are down at ground level.
Uh-huh.
And the grates also act as sort of a glare guard in a way. They do reduce the glare a lot. So
Yeah.
that's a very important part of lighting is to reduce glare or effective lighting design.
The other thing I learned about this, you put a pool in, you're going to lose money. You want to sell your house, you got a pool, that's maintenance for somebody forever.
Forever.
This thing works out even or above.
Yes.
This can, if you have a choice between this house without the lighting and this house with the lighting, you're taking the lighting.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I think it's a good investment.
I think so. Yep. It's said that you get 100% back. So there's definitely no loss. You'll at least break even. And like you said, it can definitely be the difference between, two very, very similar houses at similar price points. You want the one with the outdoor lighting because it transforms your property into something you can really love at night and enjoy beyond just being inside.
Yeah, I mean, we only had it for like 2 days now, and I just love it. And I can't wait for somebody to like come over, have somebody over the house and have them see it because they're going to be, I mean, you better give me a bunch of your cards.
Oh,
dude,
I sure will.
I'm telling you, you want some, these people up here, I've never seen this up here. I mean, I'm not saying somebody hasn't done it, but I've never seen it. Especially with the scale with that. So I just want to tell you that the minute I met you, I knew I could trust you. You look a lot like, who's that guy? Tommy Fleetwood. And I said, oh, I like Tommy, so I like this guy. So, and then, like I said, we looked at your thing, and you were very professional at the BNI meeting. You were you come across very professional.
Thank you.
And that's what really kind of attracted me to you. I knew it wasn't going to be, a little goofy job. If you were going to do it, and that's what I worry about sometimes. I meet somebody and they're great, but that isn't who does the job. Yeah. So I met you, thinking this guy's great. If he's the guy that's going to do the job, we're in good shape. And it's just been a super pleasure to have you up here for the last 4 days.
Yeah, the pleasure's been all mine. I've really, really enjoyed this. And you mentioned, me watching you get to take in your new lighting and marvel at it. That sense of joy and that sense of awe is what it's all about. It's a very happy business. So people are giving me their money because they want what I can give them.
Right.
And they value it. So it's the best part of this business is the emotional impact that it has on the homeowner. And that it has on me because I'm still like a little kid, just in all myself. I love the art form, and it's my favorite part.
I do too. And like I said earlier in the thing, the Enchanted Forest. Yeah. I thought it was like at some Disney thing or something, like the Hobbit's place or something, because it just looked so different. And here's the other thing about it, the feeling that it gives me. That will happen every night.
Yeah.
And I like that. I mean, I'm already a super positive person and upbeat and all that. But guess what? Now I can get a little more juice at the end of the evening by looking at my backyard and my front yard.
Yeah, makes you want to be glory. Makes you want to be outside.
It does, because I never want to be outside. What do you want to be outside for?
Well, not in the dark.
Right. Well, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Right.
We got like 65 lights of bulbs out there.
Yep.
So beautiful. Well, I hope you have a backup plan and some other people to help you, because I think you're gonna have more of the work than you can do yourself.
I hope so. That's my goal in life, is to do as many of these projects as I can. It brings me a lot of joy.
Well, our pictures are going to be on my house is going to be on your website. Right?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yep, definitely.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I feel good. Well, thank you for coming up. I had a great time, Terry, and it's a pleasure to meet you. Well,
thank you for having me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to design your lighting for your home.
Oh, yeah. I had no clue what to do. So, yeah, it's very professional. And Rivertown Lighting.
Yep.
Rivertown Lighting. Get it done. Come to my house and take a look. It's just beautiful. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you. Thanks.